we'll look at the break-even points for 3 different individuals. So let's just take, for example, here, Abigail, Beth, and Ella. And let's assume they are all the exact same age right now, 60 years old, and they're trying to determine what is the best time for them or what the break-even points are. And so if Beth were to start right now taking her CPP at age 60, she would get $752 a month and 53 cents. Now, she started at age 60 and she starts collecting. No, Beth is not going to take it till 65 and Ella's not going to take it until age 70. So Abigail starts, by the time she's 65, she's already collected $45,000 of CPP checks every single month. They've been coming. So she's had $45,000. Maybe she's gone on a cruise. Maybe she's gone on some nice vacations. She's enjoyed being able to spend this money while she's young and healthy. Beth didn't start yet, so she still has zero. Ella has zero. So at age 70, Beth has now been collecting CPP since age 65, and she's accumulated 70,000, but Abigail's still at 90. Ella has nothing. It takes until age 74 for Abigail and Beth to basically even out. At this point, at age 74, Beth is now caught up to Abigail, and they've both received the same amount from CPP. But Ella, who started at age 70, has 80,000. So she has some room to catch up here. At age 80, you can see what's happened. Now Beth has collected the most, and Ella is not far behind at 200,000. But at age 82, Beth and Ella have now each received approximately the same amount of money from CPP, and Abigail's fallen behind at only 198. If they all 3 of them live to life expectancy, let's say age 90 would be life expectancy for the 3 ladies, at that point, Ella really received the largest amount of benefit from CPP at 400,000. Beth would have received 352, and Abigail 270,000 and 910. So you can see the differences. But the question at age 60 for all 3 of them, they don't know how long they're going to live. They don't know how healthy they're going to be throughout the course of their life. And of course, I think it only stands to reason that you are going to be more healthy and active at a younger age, at age 60, than at age 82. Should you delay taking CPP? Here are some considerations for you. If you're a newcomer to Canada, or few years of contributions. So if you're just new to Canada and you're 50 years old, well, you may only have 10 or 15 years that you're able to contribute to it, so not a lot of years. In that case, you'd be better off to defer taking CPP so that you can maximize your contributions for a longer period of time. It's the same thing for someone who's new to the workforce. And maybe you stayed home and watched the kids, or was a homemaker for many years, and now you're in your 50s and you're going back into the workforce, where you're going to have fewer years of contributions, so you may want to maximize that. If you qualify for a disability pension, these are hard to qualify for, but if you do qualify for a disability pension, it will be higher than the maximum amount you can receive from CPP. So if that's the case, you definitely want to take the disability pension over a regular CPP. And again, we'll talk about this in another lesson a little further down. If you have a longer life expectancy, I mean, if your parents are in their 90s and your brothers and sisters are very healthy and living a long life, then you definitely want to consider deferring your CPP so that you can get more, because you'll probably be collecting it for a long time. And remember that CPP is indexed to inflation. Every January, CPP is increased according to inflation. It can never go backwards, it only goes forward. So I mean, it has an inflation adjustment here that I think is really important. If there's a big difference in age between spouses, this is another reason you may want to delay taking CPP. If one spouse is much older than the other one, then the the younger one may want to defer taking CPP because the older one, in all likelihood, is going to pass away first, and they would have a reduction in their overall income once an older spouse passes away. So this would be an opportunity to be able to boost your level of income in the future for when that happens. If you are now earning more money and paying the maximum, I mean, maybe you were a low income earner for many years, and then all of a sudden you've just landed a great job, and now you're earning way more income than you used to. Well, then yeah, you might want to just maximize some of these contributions for a few years to get a nice boost in your CPP for the future. If it puts you into a higher tax bracket, if you are, let's take a tax bracket of $48,585, that's the tax bracket where you pay 25% maximum on your income. Well, if taking the CPP now is going to put you over that 48,000, you are now paying a higher tax rate, 30.5% on all of the money above that 48,000. So if the CPP collection is going to put you in a higher tax bracket, meaning you're going to pay more tax on it, well, maybe it's better off to wait until you're retired, you're in a lower tax bracket. Overall, you'd see significant tax savings by simply deferring it, paying less taxes, and also receiving an increase in your benefit because you're taking it later. So, but no two people are the same, and your situations are always unique. So you need to make sure that what you do is appropriate for you, not necessarily making these massive financial decisions based upon information from coworkers or family or friends hanging out at the coffee shop.